Hi, I'm Sam. I wanted to share some of the thoughts that I have as I'm exploring new AI tools. As a Unity game developer, I'm interested in ways to use AI to create games, to call AI APIs at runtime, to give more randomness and depth to game experiences, and then also using AI tools around the videos that I produce for education. So that's the focus here, to talk about AI in use for videos. Interestingly, when I sat down to record this, the tool that I use, Camtasia 2023, surprised me with an update to have some AI features for its tool. So I'm not focusing on those necessarily, but wanted to talk about some of the third parties that are out there for different video related tooling. So I'm going to just step through some different browser tabs here that I have. First of all, in my research, quite a while ago, I found this website. There's an AI for that. Now, this URL and every URL I'm going to show in this video, I'll put in the link below so you can take a look. This one is something like finding different available solutions anywhere in the community for a specific topic. So you can type in a certain search term. The thing I'm going to talk about today is voice cloning. So if I search for voice cloning, this is a community-driven project where you can suggest new products and companies that are working in a particular area, like voice cloning, and then you choose between them. So I looked at this list as well as Googling around generally to find some solutions. So one of the ones that I found is called Rask. Now, what is voice cloning? Well, let's start with the problem. One of the times, and many times, that when I'm recording videos, I want to ease the recording process and also the editing process afterwards. Now, this video that I'm doing now, I'm choosing not to edit it. It's got more of a free feel, live presentation. But sometimes for videos, I want to remove my ums, my coughs, my drinking water. So there's some tools that help you with removing those things more automatically. Voice cloning specifically is a technology where AI will listen to my voice and then be able to speak any words of any type, whether I spoke them in that original recording or not, and be able to add to a presentation. So some of those tools will use that. If I want to replace one sentence in an organically recorded video, I can replace that one sentence without actually re-recording myself. I could type out a sentence in text, for example. It'll use the cloning to just substitute my voice, not replacing the video you see, but just replacing the audio. You can even take that even further and be able to have the complete audio typed out in text, for example, instead of doing any recording. In that case, it wouldn't show me on the video screen. So in addition to audio voice cloning, there's also video cloning, which will actually change the voice and video together. So I'm just going to step through a few of these. I played with a lot of them, and then I'll show you a demo at the end of what the result is. So Rask here, for example, says translate video and audio with AI fast and fun. So this will do an example of the audio voice cloning. I'm going to play this video here. I hope you can hear it at home. And this guy's original voice here is at the top. Then he will appear to be speaking other languages. He didn't speak them. The text was translated using a text translation tool into Spanish, for example. Then the voice cloning sounds like him speaking those words. So let's see how that works.
Hey there, here is a quick demo of Rask, AI tool for video localization.
Hola, aquí hay una demostración rápida de la herramienta Rask AI para la Lokalisation de Videos.
Hallo, hier ist eine kurze Demo des Rask AI Tools für die Videolokalisierung.
Voici une démonstration rapide de l'outil Rask AI pour la localisation de vidéos. Sunier.
Now, there's a stylish video presentation here with this pixelized look to, in my opinion, hide the fact that there's no lip sync happening. Some tools offer a lip sync, which is quite magical. I'll show you a demo of that at the end. But you can already see that this is a cool application. It sounds like him across those couple languages that we heard. Halfway through, I bumped up the volume, so hopefully you can hear it better. Here's another one that is able to dub your content into every language with your own voice. So a similar use case. This isn't the only use case that's out there, but imagine recording in your native language perhaps launching your content that way, but then also want to offer that content in a different spoken language. If you don't have the ability to speak that language, your traditional options would be to hire a different human to read the transcript in English, translate it to their target language, let's say Spanish, and then they would speak for you. Whether you replace the video or not would be up to kind of your production scheme there. But there might be a mismatch if someone knows what your voice sounds like. And of course, the lips wouldn't sync with this person who's dubbing it. But the audio would sound good. It would sound organic. It would sound natural because it's a human speaking. The use case here, again, is recording it in English and then using no other humans to help you. It would automatically translate it. So this is a Cam AI, does something just like Rask. This one here is Descript. I'm looking just at the URL here. So Descript allows you to record an original language, and then if you don't like one of the sentences that you spoke, you would be able to delete it, and it automatically deletes that moment in the video. So it would show you what looks like a text document. You can highlight a sentence and hit delete, and it will know where in the video that segment of video is, and it would reduce that sentence out. That technology has been around for a while, even without AI plugged in. The addition that this offers here with Descript is you could type in a new sentence in that place, and what it would do is generate new content that wasn't there before. Perhaps it shows the original video during that sentence, but it would use voice cloning to add in a new sentence. Here, for sake of argument, you record 1 minute in English, and there's a middle 5 seconds in the middle of that minute that you wish was phrased differently. You could cut some parts out or even add some new text by typing it in, and it would speak it for you. So let's see how that works.
Hey everyone, it's Ramdy, and I got something cool to show you. See, here at Descript, we just completely overhauled our AI voice engine, and it's like trading your car in for a rocket ship. Now when you're editing your video and you realize that you messed up a line or you're just being a bit too rambly, you can fix it in seconds without re-recording or having to wait all day for Descript to create your AI voice. Let me show you. All I have to do in my project is highlight what I want to replace, then I'll go to Replace and select Overdub. From here, I'll type what I want to say, then enable speech generation. Now I just have to read this consent statement to make sure that it's actually me and no one's stealing my voice. I'm looking at you, Morgan Freeman. And that's it. So now my video went from this, you know what, it gets the job done and the shots look good, to this. You know what, it gets the job done and the final product looks pretty good. But yeah, right now I'm just waiting on some food. And it only took me like a minute and a few keystrokes.
So a really good use case there of being able to sub in a new sentence generated. To me, it sounds pretty natural. It sounds like him. I'm looking very closely at the lip sync. There is no lip sync. So it's the old words, his mouth movement, and the new words being overlaid. But fantastic increase to production instead of going and recreating the lighting setup, the camera setup, and re-recording that sentence a week later, a month later, a year later. So fantastic and useful. Now, during that video, he mentioned something and made kind of a joke about it, that this product requires you, when you do the voice cloning, you also need to give permission verbally in your own voice. The system has some sort of authentication to say that verification was done and we're approved to do voice cloning. He's joking that as if a celebrity would want to steal his voice. I think bringing light to it here makes it a little easier, and maybe as consumers we want to jump over it. But it's one of the ethical challenges with AI. As original work gets replaced with AI, who owns that new content? So here, this tool, like a few of the 10 that I'm showing, require you to do some sort of, not just checking a box, but because they have the technology to do so, they will give you a sentence that you have to say. Like, I, Samuel Asher Rivello, approve my use, my voice being used here, something like that. Now, I think that's meant to hold our hands and make us feel safe that no one is using these tools to, take our intellectual property, but it also prevents, in some of these tools, for anyone from, cloning a third-party voice. Yeah, so that's all my thoughts about that one. Quite cool. Next one here is Respeecher, so voice cloning video demos. All right, so I played around with that. I looked at some of the demos. A lot of what I'm showing here is repeating technologies, so I won't go deep into them. It does the same kind of thing. AI voice cloning here. Let's see what that one says. Do you want to record your voice? Or you can upload an MP3 of yourself already recording. Explains voice cloning. So voice cloning, what it's doing is hearing just enough of your voice. Usually they'll have you speak a certain sentence that has a variety of different pronunciations. Other ones don't require that. It just says speak freely for 30 seconds. Try to talk about something that you care about and speak naturally. Then what it's doing is it's learning whatever it is that helps describe your voice, and an AI is completely regenerating any text into that voice afterwards. It's not like it takes me saying the word the and repeats my original recording every time it needs the. It doesn't work that way. It sounds more fluid and more natural. And in most cases, it does match what I feel like my voice sounds like. So it's pretty cool. And I'll show you a demo of that at the end. Next one, Play HT. Similar technology. Now here, one of the things that they do, which it makes this really interesting and easy to understand, but also brings up the ethical dilemma here. Here they've got a few celebrities that you can see for samples. So I've seen and read articles recently that some celebrities are noticing ads that launch online, for example, that they did not participate in. So tools like this can take the notoriety and the fame of somebody, bring it into the commercial without actually asking for their permission or authorization. So it's a little dangerous, I think, for a product to offer this, but it's fun to hear. So let's hear one. Here's The Rock.
With play.ht, you can clone your own voice.
And here is Tom Cruise. Oh, I'm sorry, is this Tom Hanks?
The great thing about play.ht is that you can clone your own voice or use existing high-quality voices.
All right. So often the tools that I mentioned, in addition to offering me the ability to clone my own voice, they will have non-famous caricatures available. So you can pick an American man, American woman, a British man, British woman, and these may be trained on staff or people that these companies hired, or may be generated from scratch without a human. I'm not sure. But the idea is that you don't have to go through the step of voice cloning yourself if you'd rather it just match a certain accent to help you target a place in the world. I don't think that this tool allows me to produce something with the celebrity voices here. I think that's just kind of for demonstration purpose, as the text says here, but I'm not sure. I didn't check deeply in that one. Next one, Wavel AI. So voice clones. Here they're playing up the ability to have different internet celebrities and non-internet celebrities. Riverside is a tool that I'd seen before that offers a really compelling feature unrelated to AI. Imagine wanting to have a quick, low latency live conversation with somebody, something like Zoom, but you also want the archived video after it to be better quality than that live feed. What it does is that each person uses the web browser to log in and start the video chat using their proprietary technology. It gives you a fast, low latency, lower quality video as you're talking, and both client sides are recording something HD or 4K, depending on your cameras. And after the end of the chat, each of the clients upload their high quality and it kind of gets recreated online. So it's much better than the live recording you get from Google Meet or from Zoom, because the video quality and audio quality is better. So that's always been an attractive feature to Riverside, but now it offers some of that audio video transcription. So transcription, which I didn't explicitly mention before, is the ability of turning audio files into text. And that's built into some of these existing tools and has quite a lot of use cases. For example, if I want to offer text captions below my video in English or in another language, the first step of that is transcribing my voice speaking into that text. And traditionally, that would be done manually. You would hire someone who would listen to it, and then they would type it out. And it may or may not be accurate, depending on how closely they capture every word that you say. there's automated AI. For example, YouTube for years famously automatically generates based on technology that listens to your voice. And when you look at the caption options, it says something like auto gen English. Now, when you're watching videos that are dubbed with that, it's automatic. It just comes free. I think you can turn it off, but I always have it enabled in my videos, and it may mistype a lot of the words, right? So you might want to do a manual process at a higher quality, either with a human or something like that, and you can upload over that. Then also, once you've got the transcription done, you're able to do all the other things that I just talked about, translating the transcription to a different spoken language, and then either having captions in Spanish, for example, or having voice overdubbed, as we've seen in the demos before. So as I'm stepping through there, I'm going to remembering some different technologies just to mention. So Wondershare, which has been a desktop screen share tool for a while for doing video recording, now offers the voice cloning, similar to what we've seen before. CloneDub does something similar, but what I wanted to mention about it doesn't say it on this page, but when I was stepping through using this tool, it would say powered by and actually mention the technologies on one of these other pages. So I don't know if you've noticed that already, but you might be using a tool that offers some text AI. For example, feels like a chat, but you're chatting with a bot. And that might feel like you're using Microsoft Bing, but then you'll see somewhere it says like powered by OpenAI or powered by ChatGPT. And I think that's something that's always been around technologies. Some technologies release their API and allow other companies to wrap a new brand experience around it. CloneDub is using, I think, the next one I'm about to show. So let me jump into that one. I think it uses 11 Labs. So 11 Labs is also used by HeyGen, which is the one I'm going to show next. And here it's just, there's probably something about the business model and the quality of the technology offered here that allows other companies to take advantage of it. And I assume those business relationships are mutually agreed upon and stuff like that. So here I would be able to type in any text I want and see it happen in a language. So let me say, let's test out the II11 Labs. So I'm just doing this to be playful here, just to see how it pronounces that. I'm not actually sure how it would pronounce it, but I see in their logo, it says II. Oh, I see that's missing from the URL. So maybe the II part is not actually part of the brand, but let's just take a look. So here it is here. I'm gonna listen to it as we go.
Let's test out the II11 Labs.
Okay, so II11 Labs, how I pronounce that. And let's just try a different. Now this is again that
Let's
kind of
test out the II11 Labs.
Sorry, I'll play again.
Let's test out the II11 Labs.
That sounds cool. He's got kind of a raspy voice. He also has kind of a certain tone of urgency. Let's try a female voice.
Let's test out the II11 Labs.
Okay, that sounds a little different. So the idea there would be for your own marketing needs, you could have someone speaking with the quality and the tone in their voice, certainly the accent, depending if you're targeting different areas of the world. Now let's hit Spanish and see if it will instantly translate that to Spanish. I'm not sure.
El amor cura a las personas, tanto a las que lo dan como a las que lo reciben.
Okay, so there it didn't take my original sentence, but I'm imagining I could add to it. So in this demo, it's not offering text translation, but that is pretty cheap and easy to do elsewhere and may be built into this tool. But you could see that we can start just with text and we can get the audio. So that is a demonstration of voice cloning and also text to voice. So lastly here, this is the one that I went most deep into. I actually paid to use this technology and I launched some videos on YouTube with it. This one is maybe not the only one that does lip sync, but I was impressed by the lip sync. So let's watch this guy explain it, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my experience, and then I think we're finishing up at that point.
Joshua, the co-founder and CEO of HeyGen. What you see here is my avatar video, 100% generated by AI. You too can create your own avatar for free. Let it serve as your business's digital spokesperson, delivering compelling brand messages to your audience. Can't wait to see the unique avatars you create.
Okay, so what is unique that's happening here? It's shocking if you just look at the video and not know what technology is behind it. So unlike the examples I gave before, where you would record a mostly organic experience and want to tweak some smaller aspect of it, what we're looking at here is completely generated. So he does a test video of 30 seconds in that environment, doing hand gestures, speaking freely for 30 seconds on any topic he wants. Then what this tool is able to do is replace, basically doing the step that we've seen here, replace text, not just with audio, but with audio and video. And watch again and look at the lip sync.
100% generated by AI. You too can create your own avatar for free. Let it serve as your business's
The lip sync looks quite good. And also, let's call lip sync a gesture sync if I wanted to broaden it. The lips, the eyes, the head tilt, and the hand gestures. When I recorded my cloning source video for this, it asks you to speak with your hands, but not to point, because that's a little bit too hard to mix into a variety of topics. So, you do some more generic kind of hand movements like an NPC in a video game. I was very impressed by this. Now let's look at the results. So here on my YouTube channel, where I talk mostly about game development, but also about technology like AI here, I've got lots of different videos. And I just recently used HeyGen to take one of the trailers for my Udemy course and translate it into Japanese, into French, into Spanish, and into Portuguese from Brazil. We'll play an example of that. Now, I'm not on screen speaking during this particular segment. In the course that you purchase, you'd see me on screen. And I was quite surprised that it takes a still image of me, the one that you see there in the thumbnail, and it moves my lips. I guess it doesn't distinguish between was I actually there or is that a still image? So it looks a little bit silly, to be frank, and it would be nice in a larger version of the tool if you could select, match lip sync for video only or for still images only. I would turn off the still images only. But let's take a look. We'll just keep continuing with the Spanish theme here and listen to that.
Bienvenido a una introducción a la física de los juegos. Soy Samuel Rivello, educador y entusiasta de la tecnología interactiva. Desarrollador certificado de Unity con más de 20 años de experiencia en juegos. En los últimos 8 años me he enfocado en el envío de juegos de Unity para PC, Xbox.
Let's skip ahead in the video just to a little screen share segment.
Similar a Angry Birds. Crearemos un movimiento de proyectil con nuestra entrada y obstáculos que colisionan y se destruyen. En la sección 6, crearemos...
So I think it's fantastic. Now, I am a Spanish speaker, and I also notice it sounds like someone with an American accent speaking Spanish. And I would hope that my Spanish that I've learned organically over years would be slightly better in the pronunciation of that. But being able to save the time of me re-recording is fantastic. And being able to also offer this in Japanese, a language I know nothing about, is fantastic. I think a more mature version of this tool would be better at taking my English accent and doing it in other languages. It doesn't sound bad to me there, but I think a native speaker would not be fooled. It would not only sound a little awkward in AI, like we notice in the English version, because we're familiar with that language, but it would also sound like the wrong accent for the language chosen. I think another way that they could improve this, of course, the AI itself could improve, but quite simply, for people who are polyglots or speak multiple languages, to be able to voice clone myself speaking 30 seconds of Spanish and then use that, it would probably give them a better source material that would more match it. But that wasn't offered. I didn't choose to do that. I used my English source for all the languages. And what that's promoting there is one of my 2 courses that's on Udemy. So I'm exploring new topics to offer next, including combinations of AI technology into different areas, video production like we're talking about today, and then of course video game development, because that's my passion. So here I'll include this link as well. You can see a bit more about me and the 2 courses that are offered. Now, my course, I'll just explain a little bit about the benefits of them. The physics course that we saw in the trailer before, the course is completely offered in English. All the source material is English. And one recent addition that I did was add this trailer that's overdubbed. The entire course is not done that way. I see the pricing model for these AI systems. It just doesn't work. I wasn't able to do hours and hours of content for a reasonable price, but doing a 2-minute trailer is. So I think the pricing model for a lot of these tools is ideal for someone who has minimal needs. For example, launching 2, 3, 4 YouTube videos a month and wanting to translate it into one other language. That works for a reasonable price, well under $100 with a lot of these different technologies. I'm hoping the price will come down as well and the quality will increase. The physics course is ideal for anyone who is brand new to game development and to Unity. Having some basic familiarity with programming would be helpful, and you'll learn everything about 2D physics in Unity, 3D physics, coding with C# inside Unity for physics-related games. You get to create 2 complete games, the Angry Birds clone that we saw in that trailer, as well as a 3D game as well. The second course here is more for advanced developers. Put a link below. This is for scaling your projects up. Probably if you've done a few, even hobby projects in Unity, you've seen that scaling your project larger, when you add the 5th, 6th, 10th feature into your game, your code becomes a bit confused, a bit mismanaged, and this talks about best practices in design principles, design patterns, and ultimately a custom free architecture that I use for the academic sake of the course, and you can download and see that. That includes many, many, many sample projects. I think I'm up to 10 or 15 sample projects. So they all sit within one Unity, in one Git repo, and you're able to open them up and play each individual scene to see how this technology can work for you in all your different game needs. So definitely check out those courses. That one I have not done recaptioning. It's in English only, all content, whereas the physics one has captions now in 5 different languages. And I used AI to help me generate that. Again, not the voice cloning, not the videos with the lip sync, that's only the trailer, but quite interesting. So dig in and check out those links. Let me pop back here just to finish up. So I think it was an interesting experience for me to go through and see how AI could help with a new area of my own production. One of the projects that I want to do next is a video series specifically on using AI for game development. Not particularly these topics here, but more about generating code for your Unity projects and how that can be used helpful. So ChatGPT is very useful and knowledgeable, not just about C#, but also Unity as a platform, and can generate great solutions. But there's a lot of drawbacks to it as well. You have to be really knowing what you're looking for. So when it generates a snippet of code, you can validate that, yes, this is or isn't what I need. So I think allowing experienced developers to work more rapidly, certainly great use case that's available today. For beginning developers to write their first project and first games, may be hard. You have to know what to ask for, you have to know how to ask it, and you have to do some human validation on the suggestions that are coming back to you. So I want to talk about that more in a deeper course in the future, but thanks for today, talking about AI translation, AI video with lip sync, these different cloning and overdubbing options, and exploring all this technology. Thanks.